probably God is not on my mind at that time, right? Probably God is not the last thing I'm thinking when I'm dying. So then what happens to me? So because there is so many worldly thing and my mind is not calm. So what he's saying is, what happened? Oh, so what he is saying that what's going to happen to me. So here is the thing. He said the person who is on path of good, nothing will happen here or thereafter. So if you see Shreya and prayer, we talk about it, right? You have to pick pleasure or good, right? So what are you picking? Are you picking the pleasure? Are you picking the good? If you are picking the good, nothing wrong going to happen to you, no matter what, right? If you are picking the pleasure, then good luck to you, right? So that's how Krishna Bhagavan is explaining here. But who is in this path, more and more, they will incline to pick good, right? It is guaranteed. Like you will, if you are on this path, you are learning, you will pick good. You will never pick pleasure, right? Now, things like that we discuss, right? You want to do homework or go to play, right? You want to play, and you want to, like, there are two things that you want to do, right? There is a nice guy that you want to marry, but then there is a person that you want to, that will give you all the richness. Do you want to go to the richness people, or do you want to go to the good person? So that's what you need to. There is a pleasure and there is good, right? What are you going to pick, right? So when you are in the good direction, no destruction will happen. You have to think about that. That's what God is saying, first of all. So whenever we start reading the scripture, first thing comes morality, right? If we are not moral and we keep on reading the scriptures, nothing will go in our mind, and no success, right? So it's not that you are immoral and still you pray to God and you think that everything will happen good. That's not what God is saying here, right? So the prereq of having spirituality, you have to have morality first, right? Then you can go to the step number 2 of spirituality. So morality should be there. So he's saying if the person is on the path of good, no matter what happens, right? No matter what is coming, but you will never get destroyed, right? So that's what's going to happen. And sometimes you will see, like, people will say that some people who are on the good path, sometimes you will feel they wish and things starts happening, right? They wish, oh, okay, this thing happened, and it happens, right? So that's what he's indicating here, right? They get everything what they want if you are on this path. So first of all, here, and he's also saying thereafter. Now he's talking about, people say that after death they go to heaven, right? Heaven, or hey, am I going to go to heaven if I'm reading the scriptures and everything, though I don't reach to the ultimate, but still will I be in heaven? Yes, right? That's what Krishna Bhagavan is saying. You are better than others, right? At least whatever you are doing, you are better than. So you're definitely going to go heaven. And again, heaven is temporarily, you will come back. But if you don't finish it, you're still going to go to the heaven where other people are going who are doing good deeds, right? So that's one thing. So he's slightly making you guys understand that, making us understand this, that nothing bad will happen to us, right? First of all. The second thing he explains in stroke number 41. So let's go to stroke number 41, and to the extension of stroke number 40, he explained the next thing on 41. So what happens to that child if we are reborn? What happens to that? What happens to our life there? Okay, so let's go to 41. Okay. Can Reha, can you read that one, Raja? Oh, Reha.
Sure. 41.
41, yes.
Okay. Prapya punya kritam lokan ushitva.
Krishna kya praar?
Wait,
Can we, it will end at Loka?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to?
Yeah. regular ragi. This is not that other rag. So this is
Oh, okay, mine's all together. So, it's 41, 42.
I know.
Me.
That
Okay,
might-
sorry.
No, that's okay. Sometimes the sloks are together.
Yeah. Prapya punya kritam lokan
Prapya punya kritam loka
ushitva sashvita sama
upshita sashvati sama
shuchinam shrimatam gehe
shuchitam shrimatam gehe
yoga brashto bijayate.
yoga prashto bhijayate. Very good. All together. Prapya punya krita loka ushita shashvati sama shuchinam simatam gehe yoga prashto bhijayate. Okay. Here then first we need to go by the meaning. Okay. Prapya means having attained, getting something. Prapya means getting something. Punya krutva means righteous. Then lokan, all the worlds are lok. Parlok. Lok is usually mentioned for the earth. And then parlok is heaven. And then bhulok. And then patal lok. Patal lok is like, we considered the hell, kind of those things. So it's all lokas, worlds. Ushvata means having dealt. Shashvati, eternal. Sama, years, years after years. Suchinam, of pure. Shimatam means of wealth. Gehe, in home. Yoga brashta, one fallen from yoga. And then abhijayate means is born. So in this slok he explains that what happened here, that having attained the world of righteous and lived there many years, such a person who has strayed from yoga is born again in the house of pure and prosperous. So now he is explaining what's going to happen to this person who is very spiritual, right? So we follow this, again we have faith in this, we follow it. It's not that okay, I'm doing it, but just to do it. I'm really doing it, right? I'm deep into it, but I did not achieve the ultimate, right? So remember that. It's not that, okay, I'm doing one day, I'm not doing other day, but I still feel like I should get something out of it. That's not what he is talking. If you seriously believe in it, if you're seriously practicing it, and still you don't get it, right? So then this is the answer to it. So the person who is seriously doing it but did not fall off the yoga, fall from the yoga, fallen from the yoga, strain from the yoga, cannot continue doing it, cannot finish it ultimately, then what happens? They haven't attained the thing. What happens to that? If you selflessly meditated, came in all the Gita classes, you are a nice person, then what happens to that person? That person gets to heaven is equally to the person who does all the rituals. Like, we say that, okay, this rishi did all the rituals, they did all these Vedantic yagnas and all those things, they get to heaven, right? We have all these, I told you all these Vedas are divided into two. One is all two portion, one is all ritual portion, the other one is all the philosophy, right? The knowledge, or the first one is all the ritual, like they do big havans and they do all these rituals, and they are also, there is a way to go to heaven by doing that, right? So Krishna Bhagavan is saying that the people who do all the rituals, follow all the rituals, they go to heaven the same way this person who is studying the scriptures, who believe in it, who have faith in it, who is not reached to the ultimate goal, goes the same way as the ritual person goes to heaven, right? So he said that those two persons are equally. Again, the heaven is temporarily, you come back as a human. But here what he says that when this kid come back to earth, which everybody has to come back, this kid come back in a pure and prosperous family, right? Remember that he's saying that then you will get all the basic needs that you needed to live in this worldly life, right? So now pure and prosperous family means, then again definitely it's like, the family that you get into is prosperous, and pure means there is already spirituality running in. So wherever you end in this life, you don't have to start all over again. You come with those sanskara to these families, right? Now you can only come with those sanskara when your family has it, right? Your mom, dad has it, because we say that sometimes it comes with the genes, but more is sanskara. I will describe you more. But you come into this family of pure and prosperous, right? Now, one of my guru always used to say that if you are born in a wealthy family, you are smart, means you are intelligent, you have brains, you are really smart, and you have fame, right? Not fame, but you are good looking, you are really good looking, you are in wealthy family, and you are intellectually, you are very intellectual. That means that God has wrote a love letter to you, right? It's a love letter to you because He has given you all the things that this world needs for you to grow, right? Now, if this person doesn't appreciate the life that has been given to this person, doesn't appreciate and doesn't do anything with that life, right? Doesn't do anything with that life to reach to God who has given you that life, his life is waste. So he is not returning anything back to God. He has all the ways to return everything to God, but he is not, because God has given him wealth, intellectual, three things is needed in this world, right? Wealth, and mind, intellect, and the body, right? Healthy body, right? If you have all these three things, means God loves you a lot. That's why you have everything, right? It's not that poor people, God doesn't love them. It's like God have given you everything to go to the next level on the spirituality ladder. You don't have to struggle for these worldly thing anymore. You can go to that spiritual ladder up very high because God has given you everything to reach to him. Now, poor people, God loves them too, but then there is struggle. They have to struggle for the money, they have to struggle for the food, they have to struggle for other things. You cannot tell them that, hey, don't struggle for that, go and sit in the Gita class. It's not that's not going to help. In the Gita, rather than coming in the Gita class, go do work something, earn some money, right? That's what we will say to those people. But people who are come with this already have money, already have the intelligence, already have the good health, then these guys don't have any excuse to not go close to God. They should thank God every single minute of their life. So thank you, God, for giving me such a beautiful, blessed life, and in return I'm going to give you all these things, right? So that has to have happened. We should be very gracious to God that he has given us that, right?
What is it? Is it a pious and a...
Yeah.
Pious and
prosperous.
Prosperous.
Yeah, means you have no challenges, right? So God is saying, so that's how God, then if you continue doing it, next life you born in such a, so you get the spirituality in your genes, you get spirituality in your house, the environment is like that because it's pure and it's prosperous, right? So that's the second thing. Now further Krishna Bhagavan explains next what is next in that, right? So let's read shlok number 42. Anybody online want to read that? You guys can raise your hand if you guys want to read it, if you feel comfortable. Ali, are you in car or
No.
okay, you want to read that?
Sure.
42.
42.
Yeah.
Atava yoginam eva
Athava yoginameva
kule bhavati matam
kule bhavati dhimatam
etati durlabhataram
etadvi durlabhataram
loke janma yad irsam.
Yeah. Loke janma yadesham. Very good. Okay, all together. Athava
yoginameva kule bhavati dhimatam
etati durlabhataram loke janma.
yadidrisham.
Okay. So in this, God says, now let's take the meaning first. Athava means or, yoginam of yogis, evam only, kule in family, bhavati is born, dhimatam of wise, etat this, he verily, durbhataram means very difficult, loke in the world, janma means birth, yata which, isham means like this, right? So simply what he is saying here is he is reborn in the family of yogis who are wise. Such a birth is rare in world. Now the person who reached to that ultimate goal but didn't achieve it, like we got 99% but not 100%, right? You got 1550 in SAT, not 1560, or not 1600 in SAT. You are just borderline to that, right? That person. Now, this person is born in family of wise. Family of wise means that born in good people family, right? People near you are good, next to you. And then what's going to happen? These, like, they are born in yogi family, right? So their parents are very much spiritual, or these kind of birth are very rare. So they get to that level where they definitely in this next birth, that which they are getting, they will get enlightened. That is guarantee. So they are born in the family of the mother and father, both are yogis. Now here is the thing, one thing we want to, so spiritual seekers are there, but sometimes what happens is, I have seen also that the parents are not that spiritual, but the kid becomes spiritual, right? That there are possibility that, but then what happens, the God gave them support from somewhere else for their spiritual growth, right? Even if their parents are not spiritual, they get support from somebody else and they become spiritual, the kid becomes spiritual. Or sometimes what happens is their friends are, right? There are friends who says, okay, I am reading this book, you read it too, right? And they read that book and they get that feeling of, I want to know more about this, right? So even if what Bhagwan is trying to say here is not that you have to, you will born with the parents that are yogis, where he said that in this, but he doesn't mean that. Sometimes you feel like, yeah, okay, parents are not spiritual, but the kid is spiritual. How did that happen? But then he became spiritual and he goes and he become monk also. I have a story where parents were so against this religion and the kid went and became monk. So where did that came from, right? So again, it says it's not that it just that, hey, spiritual parents only will get a spiritual kid, but sometimes the God creates that environment also for you, that you can go and grow in that path. So whatever you earned in your last life, it doesn't go on waste, right? And the next life, this is what happens, right? You get that all the thing. Now he's not saying that, okay, you get this I have studied Gita till 6th chapter and I have memorized those shlokas, So now in next life I will start with 7th chapter. He's not talking about that, right? Overall wiseness, the wisdom that you get, right? So you get that, hey, I need to practice and get this passion. That practice that if you are doing in this birth, then what happens is you get with this sanskara, that those tendencies in you, right? You are born with those tendencies. So it's very easy. Then you don't have to practice too much because you already practice so much in this life, right? So then next life you don't have to put so much energy. God will create an environment for you to grow in spirituality and get to that last thing that you didn't achieve in last life, right? So his support is with you in all the ways there. So you will see that, and this life, what he's saying, that for some of these, that life is very rare, because we do see, like, there are so many learned people, gurus of ours, rishis of ours. They are so learned. We know that they will get enlightened in this life, very life. We know so many people around us, right? So those life is what Krishna Bhagavan is explaining here, is very, very rare, right? It's like in millions, one person become that person who is born in both parents are yogi, right? Now another thing, but that says, I want to tell you that in Hindu religion there are 3 debts that every person has to pay. Every human should pay the 3 debts for these 3 things, 3 people. The first one is devs. Dev Runa. Runa means debt, right? The Dev Runa, first one. Like God gave us the Prakriti, the air, Agni. Agni means fire, earth. So all these, they're created by God, right? So God created this whole environment for us. So we are in debt with God. So Dev Rin. First we have to make sure that whatever God gives us, we take care of that, right? That's how we pay off the debt. The second debt we have is for our parents. Our, not just parents, but parents. So we call them Pitru Rin. Pitru Rin means in generation, because they were there, they brought us to this life. That's why we Krishna, can you get me a glass of water? Yeah. So they brought us in this life. So we are in debt for them, because they gave us. You know what? One thing you guys have to understand, this consciousness can be everywhere, right? But until it doesn't come in the body, in the human body, we cannot connect with God, right? So he got us in the human body, right? This body and the consciousness came together, and that's where we got to where we can now have a capability to understand this, right? And we got this mind and everything, intelligence that God gave us. So the second rin we have is the Pitru Rin. Pitru Rin is for our forefathers, parents, our generational rin that we have taken. Rin means debt. So we have to make sure that we pay that back, right? So make sure that we are paying our parents' debt back, right? So that's the second rin. The third rin is for rishis, our teachers. So all these teachers started so much, right? So we have that for payback to them also, the teachers that we have. That's why in our scriptures, the Guru Dakshina is given so importance, because that rin that you got by teachers. I know that nowadays there is not many teachers that we say Guru, because there are like thousands of teachers that you study in school and colleges and all the others way. But in our culture, in our religion, it's given that we have to pay back to the teachers, right? So those are the 3 runa. So in this, when we talk about it, why I was telling you guys this, because the place that we are born, right? It's not in our hand. It's not in our parents' hand too. But it shapes our life so much, right? From the beginning till the end. Yeah.
What are the three called again?
Dev Rin, Pitru Rin, and Rishi Rin. Guru Rin means.
Okay.
So, in our religion, when we think about it, Pitru Rin, that after our forefather pass away, we have to do certain kind of rituals, right? So that they get calmness and shanti and moksha. So we have that, if you look at it, we have such a big ceremony after somebody pass away for like 15 days, and then you have to do after a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year. We keep doing like prayers. So those were done to pay off these to pay off these debts. So there are a lot of ritual given to you, and you should ask your parents what are those rituals, because it's good to know about how to pay off these rent. For Prakriti, I tell you, like for the Dev rent, it's like whatever Prakriti is giving it to you, don't destroy it, right? That's paying back, and make it better, right? Make the environment better. That's what paying off is. And then the third one is for Rishi, teachers, whoever you learn things like that. Appreciate that teaching, right? So that's how you pay off. Or you can pay off by teaching somebody else that you learned. That's again the paying off the teacher is, right? So if you learn a good philosophy or good math thing from your teacher, you teach it to somebody. That's a way of paying off your teacher's debt. That's how you go. So here Krishna Bhagavan is saying that the important point what Krishna Bhagavan is saying, that the family environment that you will get in next life will be to make you successful in this path. So that's how you're gonna get what you're gonna be leaving here in this life, right? Got it? Okay. Next slok. Then he talks about what's going to happen with this knowledge, right? What's going to happen with this knowledge that he's going to talk about. Okay, let's do slok number 43. Is it time? What is the time? Oh, it is already? Okay, so we will start from 43. I'm trying to finish this chapter. It has 47 slok. So hopefully next class we should finish this chapter, so that we can, we will be done. So from 43 to 47 we will do in one run next class. Okay, let's close the class. Vasudeva sutam devam kamshachanuramardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadguru. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Krishna Arpanamastu. Thank you guys. Have fun. Enjoy the remaining part of your Sunday.